Alright guys, on this video, I'm gonna show you a perfected build for the Vampire God build. But this time, I'm just gonna show you first what it kind of looks like, so it's easier for you to understand. Okay? So here's what I'm gonna do, okay? This guy has an umbral parasite, so he cannot die. And I'm gonna purposely let him hit me, okay? That's enough. Now, watch this. This is possibly pretty fucking broken. Did you actually see how dumb that is? This thing is so dumb. I'm literally healing when I hit him. Now that you've seen that, let us talk about the more important part of the video, and that's gonna be how the build works in the first place. Now, if you look at here, you will see that I have this weapon. Now, this weapon is called Justice, and this is essentially a grand sword with a very high smite buildup. And that's essentially what this build is all about. And this is what we're gonna be using today. So, how does the build actually work? The build works when you're using a very heavy weapon that can deal a lot of poise damage and stagger enemies. And also at the same time have a very high smite buildup and also having this ring. Now, this ring is called the Bramble Ring, and what it does is it heals you when you inflict smite on the target. And this has no limits, so you can literally smite like 4 people at once and bam, you're just healing off a ton of health. How much? Damn, if you're smiting 4 people, it might actually even get your HP to full. It's absolutely insane. It's crazy. It's actually crazy how much this heals you. So this is the reason why this build works in the first place. And everything else is combined is honestly just an idea to enhance this effect. So for this build, the right slot for the ring is pretty much free. For me, I use the holy damage one because the Justice does have holy damage, but you can actually use another ring in case you want to. You can use the Adir Kamar ring or Melchior or something that enhances your two-handing. As for your pendant, you can use what I'm using here. This is a lot more balanced out. It's a plus 10% for attack and defense, and if you want to go more defensive, you can go for Dependent of Induration for more defense, or you can even go for something like Halo Triptych. And what it does is this increases more posture damage when you deal holy damage, which your weapon already has. So this is by itself a very flexible build, and all you need to know is the only 3 things that you need for the build is the sword. This thing cannot be changed. You must use the sword to make it a lot more viable, to make it make more sense. And for the ring, you need to use this one. And for the offhand, now we have to talk about this in a second. But first, essentially speaking, guys, this build is very flexible. You can pretty much interchange a lot of things. The only thing that you absolutely cannot change is gonna be the sword and also the ring. This one in particular. Everything else you can just change as whatever you want. Now, how do we make this build work even better? Now, how that works is we're gonna use runes. Now, for this one, we'll need very specific runes, and I'll give you 2 different builds to compensate for your own style. So I won't be here, I'm not your dad, I'm not gonna tell you, oh, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. No, I'm gonna give you choices, alright? Now, this choices is gonna be, what do you want to prioritize on? Do you want to prioritize on the healing aspect of this build, or do you want to prioritize with your damage output per hit? Now, if you're talking about how much damage that you want to deal, I suggest you want to slot your weapon, the runes, with a bunch of these. Now, this is going to be the Satus runes. You can get them pretty easily by killing the Sin Piercers or the Mistress of Hounds. Oh my god, I'm getting my shit mixed up. Let me just show you what she looks like. You can just walk up here, and this is actually one of the routings that I want to show you to get the runes. Now, that right there, that bitch right there will drop the Satus rune. Now, if you want the other build, you can... Just do me a favor and wait a little bit. Let me... My lock is getting kind of messed up. Yep, that right there heals so fast, right? It heals a lot. It's too weak. It died too fast. That right there, that bitch will drop the Satus runes, which will be this one right here. Now, the Satus rune gives increased holy damage, so you can use 2 of these on the Justice. As for the other slot of the weapon, you can actually use, say, this one, for instance. You can actually use your Bell Staff, and this thing has 3 slots of all Radiance runes, and you can slot this with, say, 3 of the Satus runes as well. So you're using 5 Satus runes, 2 on the Justice and 3 on the Bell Staff. Or if you want to focus a lot more on basically the weapon itself's ability to heal, means you're gonna focus on the smite aspect of that. And all you need to do is to slot this other rune, which will be called the Olandi rune. This one increases rate of smite buildup, so you can use 5 of these. You're gonna put 3 on this one, and you can use 2 on this one. By using 5, you will inflict smite on every single hit. And that is fucking insane, because that means from every single hit that you do, you will heal. Now, what's interesting about this is when you use all 5 of the Olandi runes, you probably still can't perma-smite someone that is actually resistant to smite. So that's where the smite salts come to play. With 5 Olandi runes and smite salts, you will 100% heal on every single hit. It's absolutely insane. Now that's basically how the build works. For the rest of the build, we have Lacerating Weapon for your weapon enhancement, or you can use Radiant Weapon. If you don't like using magic, you can just use the enhanced Empyrean Grenade, or you can use whatever you want. As long as it inflicts smite, it will work with the build. So this Empyrean Grenade, as you can see here, has smite buildup of 100. I think the enhanced one has a lot more than 100. But essentially speaking, this will also heal you. Let me just show you what it looks like. I think I have to... These mobs here are too weak, so they will die too quickly. But you know what? I think it's too weak. Now I just have to go back to the bell room. Okay. Now this works the same way. Any sources of smite will work. So this is just another way. Now, if you see here, I will just purposely use my... Okay, second. Alright. Come here, hit me. Okay. Should be enough. Now I can go here. Now, as you can see there, it heals the same way. Basically, it will heal you as long as it's still inflicting smite. As you see there, it's still, as long as something inflicts smite, it will work and it will heal you the same way. Okay, so up to this point, I think it's pretty clear how you want to get basically this build going. And that's pretty much how the build works. As the Bell Staff, you're just gonna put it on your back. You don't need to use it. You just need to just two-hand your Justice and have that stick poking out like so. Because all you need is for the runes that you can slot on the Bell Staff. And that's pretty much it for the build itself and how it works. Now, how do you get the items? For Warrior's Claw, I'm pretty sure you guys should know that by now. For the Umbral Eye of Loash, which will be right over here. The Umbral Eye of Loash, you can watch the video for the Vampire God video. I think it should be right there. You can just watch that video. I put it out there. You can just watch it. I will show you exactly how to get to the eye. Step by step. So, that's easy, okay? As for getting the Warrior's Claw, you can just go down from here and go all the way to the very down of this elevator. There will be a door. You need to open that with a Pilgrim Perch key, and you can just grab it there. As for the Bramble Ring, you know what, guys? We'll just take a B-roll on this one. And well, that's the build. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys learned something new. If you guys liked it, if you guys find out ways to make it better, please do let me know on the comment section down below. And that's it for me. This is your Uncle Big Fish, and have a nice day, guys.